afternoon, everyone. My name is Matt Krause, and I'm the Director of College Engagement at Biehl High School. Welcome to the 17th Annual ABHS Graduation Ceremony. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is by far the strangest graduation ceremony we've ever had. I mean, I'm not even wearing pants right now, and the only reason I'm filming this at Sims is because my kids kept interrupting me and asking for snacks while I was filming. This is not the ceremony you all expected, and it's certainly not the one you all deserve. But we're going to make the best of this. As human beings, as Americans, as Biehl High School community members, we are a resilient bunch. We owe it to each other to come together, albeit digitally, one more time to honor the class of 2020. Over the next hour, you'll be hearing from several community members, as well as hearing several senior offerings from your classmates. At 4 o'clock, seniors will join us on a live Zoom call where they can hear their names called as official graduates of ABHS. We will also announce our valedictorian, salutatorian, and our local scholarship winners. Families are welcome to join to watch this live on the YouTube streaming link that's been posted on the ABHS homepage. I want to start by thanking everyone who helped the class of 2020 get to where they are today. All the parents and family members, teachers and mentors. There's not enough time or words to express what you have meant to each of our graduates. But we know so many of you watching this have made an impact on the young person we are honoring today. So we say thank you. I also want to acknowledge several staff members who will be graduating ABHS and moving on after this year. This list includes several people who were vital in making ABHS the school that it is today. And since we're a first name basis school, I'm going to call them by their first names. Frank, Tanya, Stacy, Jamie, Megan, Marilyn, we thank you. And since this isn't a typical graduation, I'm actually going to give my closing remarks right now. And I'm going to keep it short because you're going to hear from a lot of people that are more articulate and wiser than me. I just have 4 things to say to the class of 2021. If you can graduate in the middle of a pandemic during a quarantine, then I have no doubt you're going to accomplish your post-secondary goals. If you can show the resilience, flexibility, work ethic, grit, to finish your senior project, your digital story, your dual credit class, your final review, then I have no doubt you can tap into those same skills and navigate whatever life throws at you next. 2, I really feel for you that you're not getting a traditional graduation ceremony. My hope is that fuels you to whatever your next hurdle is, whatever the next thing you want to accomplish in life. I hope when you graduate I hope you have a twice as big of a celebration with all your friends and families there to hug you and celebrate and be with you. Whether that be you get your bachelor's from a 4-year school, or your associates from a school like CNN, your carpentry license, graduate, successfully complete boot camp, you become a firefighter, whatever that next step is, I hope you throw the biggest party that you've ever thrown and celebrate it twice as big because you deserve it. My 3rd point is a bit of a story, but I swear it does have a point. During the quarantine, I've been forced to spend, like most of us, a lot of time in my house. And so I've spent a lot of time in my backyard. And I've noticed something that's always been there that I've never really taken the time to appreciate. And that is all around me in my backyard this time of year, there's a whole community of birds that are out there. And I used to hear them. I knew they were out there. I didn't really pay much attention to it because I don't have a lot to do at home. I've been watching the birds a lot. And I know what you're thinking. This is very on brand for me as a middle-class, middle-aged white father to be talking about bird watching. That might be true, but that's not the point. The point is this. There was this interesting ecosystem happening, and I never took the time to look up and appreciate it. And for whatever reason, that got me thinking about you all. And you're being forced to be at home and in a quarantine. But my hope is, once this is over, and it will be over, that this makes you extra hungry to go out and explore every nook and cranny that the world has to offer. Because one thing I've learned is that every job you take, every college you decide to attend to, every major you decide to study, every every decision you make opens up doors. And within those doors, there's an interesting community. There's an interesting ecosystem that's there that you didn't even know existed. So my hope for you all is that you spend your whole life, or you get thousands and thousands of experiences like this. And just as I hope that graduating during the quarantine makes you extra motivated for your next graduation, I hope that being stuck at home during this time, which is very memorable for you, for all of us, but especially for you because you graduated during this time, that it makes you, like I said, extra hungry to just go and explore the world. The last thing I want to say is I'm the only person who calls this the Ubuntu Center. And I hope in 10 years, whenever you're trying to remember me and my name, you can go ahead and laugh at me, as I know some of you guys have to my face. It's all good about that. But I do hope you remember part of that story is that Ubuntu means what's good for you is what's good for the community. What's good for the community is what's good for you. And I wish you a lifetime of success and happiness, but I also hope that that success and happiness is used to make the world a better place. I have loved working with you all this year. You all have made me very happy that I took this job. I used to drive by Amy Biehl, and I thought that's an interesting place to have a school. But I had no idea that this place was filled with all of you interesting birds that were here flying around me the whole time that I didn't even know existed. Thank you. With that, let's start the show. It's my honor to introduce my friend, colleague, mentor, the current director of community engagement, the next executive director of Amy Biehl High School, Dr. Stephanie Becker. Oh, and I forgot to show you. I'm really not wearing pants.
Muy buenas tardes y bienvenidos a nuestra celebración de la clase de 2020. Estamos muy orgullosos de todos los estudiantes que se han cumplido con tanto para terminar su carrera en Amy Biehl High School. También queríamos ofrecerles una celebración extraordinaria, aunque no estamos juntos, estamos aquí para ustedes. También queremos despedir a nuestros maestros que se van a otras aventuras y voy a introducirles a mi amiga Tina, que quiere decir algunas cosas sobre nuestro director. Que tengan un buen día y que les disfruten de todo lo que han cumplido. Muchísimas gracias por venir y vamos a seguir.
To be with you all today. And I want to congratulate the Amy Biehl High School graduating class of 2020. I'm so honored to be able to introduce my very dear friend and Amy Biehl High School's Executive Director, Frank McCulloch. Frank and I both came to Amy Biehl in 2001, and for the past 19 years, we've been a part of each other's lives, professionally and personally. Frank came to Amy Biehl as a humanities teacher, but he also had an amazing talent and passion for music and became the ABHS band teacher. Frank had a way of bringing out students' passion for music, whether you were a member of the band or a 10th grade humanities student studying the blues. When I think about the contributions Frank has made to Amy Biehl as a teacher, advisor, and executive director, there is no doubt that his energy and love for this community will be felt for years to come. The values of courage, scholarship, and community are core to the school and were core to Amy Biehl herself. I have witnessed Frank live each of these values time and time again. He had the courage to work at a new charter school in 2001, the courage to help build the culture of this place, the courage to take on the role of executive director, and the courage to let go and know that he's leaving the school in great hands. Frank values scholarship in his students, in the staff, and in himself, and he continues to share the love of education and learning with his own son. Last but not least is community. For me, Frank's love and commitment to his community, the Amy Biehl community, the Albuquerque community, and his community of family and friends is unmatched. Please join me in welcoming my friend and Biehl High School Executive Director, Frank McCullough.
Congratulations to the 2020 class of Biehl High School graduates. Woo! I realize these are unique times. However, you all are unique and hardworking individuals, committed to scholarship and civic engagement. No pandemic can change or diminish the efforts you've made in pursuing your Biehl High School diploma. And because of this, I'm very proud of each and every one of you. Our Biehl High School mission states that our graduates are civic-minded, college-bound, and career-ready. Each and every one of you is poised to embark on a new journey, whether that be continuing with your education, pursuing a career, or a different endeavor. Please know you have the skills, abilities, and experiences to be successful in wherever your path takes you. I have relished spending the last few years with this senior class, and I sincerely wish each and every member of the graduating class of 2020 health and happiness. Godspeed and good luck.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brett Aker. I am the Assistant Director of College Engagement here at Biehl High School. Welcome. Our next speaker is a person with a big heart. In formal classroom discussions or casual social interactions, this person honestly listens and genuinely cares. These past 4 years of high school have not been easy. They've had to work hard at academics, and they deserve every last part of an Biehl High School diploma. This past year, they worked to better our community at the Transgender Resource Center, and they plan to continue that work this next year, eventually earning a degree in social work from CNM. Please welcome Jasmine Owen.
Hello, graduating class of 2020. During our senior year, we were asked to write a letter to our past selves. This letter was the hardest assignment for me because I was scared of telling people what I wanted to tell them. I made some random letter because I was scared of being true to myself. After I turned it in, I failed the assignment, and I didn't even think about resubmitting it. I feared the truth and how that truth would change my life. Now, I want to tell my past self that they need to accept who they are and accept the changes that come along with it. I want to write to my past self that you are not a she or a he, but you are a they. You will learn to accept who you are, and you will learn to accept that change that will affect your life. One thing you will learn is that you are accepted by a true family outside of my blood. I know this year was the year of change, and it was one scary year because we knew we needed to change in our lives to be graduating scholars. We all scrambled with the change of not being at Biehl, the change of having a professor that doesn't remember your name, the change of going to our senior projects alone. All of these things changed us, whether we wanted to or not. It made me realize I needed to look at change differently so I can stop being so scared. Change is like rainy weather. We can accept it with happy smiles and splash in the puddles, or we can hide in our homes till the change washes over and just watch it from afar. Some just fear it all and cover up in our beds and act like it's not happening. Change happens all over, and we tend to forget that. We never think about how a caterpillar feels, though, when it grows its wings. It never was told that it was going to have those things. But the caterpillar doesn't realize those wings will take it so far. One thing I am going to tell you and that caterpillar is change can lead to greatness.
Our next presenter is a great student, a remarkable human being, and an even better poet. Victoria Thompson has a powerful writer's voice. It's what I imagine, hearing her recite a poem is what I imagine it sounds like to hear a lion roar in the jungle. You're in for a real treat. I present to you Victoria Thompson.
Hi, class of 2020. Congrats on making it this far. And now that we're all graduating, I decided I would make a poem that recalls the last 4 years of high school. Hope you guys enjoy. Stepping into a new environment. For some of us, this was the change that we needed. The new atmosphere was warming, the excitement of that dream we had when we were younger, that dream that we couldn't wait to be a teenager, the false belief of freedom for most and true freedom for some. For the rest of us, the thought of high school terrified us. Things only got harder from here. The new atmosphere was less welcoming, trapped with our own eternal demons, anxiety as we float up and down the halls, hoping we didn't enter the wrong class. But as a whole, I feel everyone realized within the first week, high school is not Clueless or Mean Girls and is far off from High School Musical. Freshman year, the year that starts our true teenage experience. The year where we make goals that the majority of us left after a couple of weeks, believing that the light work we got was all we would do in the 4 years we were there. This year was a breeze to most, important to some, and a bit of a struggle for others. Naivety flowed through our veins, hormones and cliches filling the air, a year where we settle in before the hellstorm comes. New beginnings, new friends, a new start. As time goes on, we connect with more people. We find love of our differences with them, how beautiful their imperfections are, an invisible tie that holds us together. The bigger the friend group gets, the more ties created. But at this point, it's harder to see where all the ties connect and where they begin to disconnect. One person will slowly take a knife to their own tie. The other might go as far as to put the knife in your back when you least expect it. But those few true friends will fix the ties. They will make the group smaller, and they will take the knife out of your back. They will help you in the healing process. They will protect you from any other harm. They will help you find a way to grow from your pain. Sophomore year. Things begin to change. The year went by quick. The slump of the year wraps around us tight. We begin to lay back and hope our grades don't fall. When they fall, we fix it and go back to trying to speed through the year. Some people begin to get on the same page as one another. Others begin wars. Fights over pointless BS. Things that we all look back on and laugh at. High school has the impact to make us a new breed of people. Through it all, we start to truly make a lot of memories. Some we will go on about to our families and future families. Others we will never tell our parents of. Trust me when I say some things are better left in the dark. Things that we will take to our graves. Our next favorite stage of high school, falling in love. Being wrapped around someone's finger, our first high school crush or love, dreams of being together until your last breath. For few, this is true. For most, we look back with someone who is not who we expected and ask, what the hell was I thinking back then? Heartbreak, broken friendships, trust issues. Junior year. The hardest year for a majority of high school students. Things begin to pick up pace. Assignments grow in size and become more tedious to complete. Depression, anxiety filling us up slowly. Jokes of dropping out become more prevalent. At one point, you start to question if you are actually joking anymore. Panic attacks, highly concerned teachers, students negotiating for a better grade because being held back is not an option. Losing yourself is natural. Finding yourself again becomes hard. Things are changing fast. We begin to find outlets to escape reality, good or bad. They get us part of the way until we figure out how we should go on about things. Dances and events only let us escape and have fun for a few hours. High school. Some of us make it through. Others are left behind. Some never make it to the finish line at all. Reality sets in on the world around us. Just when life feels as though it can't get better, senior year. The most important year. The year that determines if we can make it out of the storm. If we can say we made it. The work gets harder for some. It becomes less work than junior year. For most, it becomes more work. The months speed by. We are barely keeping our head on our shoulders. The questions, what's the assignment? What was due today? Did you finish the homework for math? Who actually understood the homework for math? The statements, oh, this makes sense. I get it. No, I don't. Never mind. Yeah, no, I'm lost. The months speed by, things are wrapping up, and people are scrambling for last minute assignments, doing as much extra credit as possible to make up for the missing grades. A month goes by, and everything feels as though it stops. An abrupt silence in a noisy room, almost. You finally can breathe as you show up on your last day. The years went by faster than we could have ever planned for, and now it's time to go. As we're here today, accepting our diplomas, getting ready to step forward either into adulthood or into another year of education, let's reminisce on the memories we have. Make more, keep learning more about who we are. Moments like these only happen once. Days are limited. Times to make extraordinary memories only come so often. But times to make any memory possible happen constantly. We have the power to make them the best or even the worst we can. They teach us a lot more than a textbook could. Make more memories now and on. Regret is not an option. Make memorable moments, because someday, these days, especially this one, will be the good old days. I hope you guys enjoyed that poem. And I love you all. And I'm not going to say goodbye. I will just say I will see you later when we cross paths again. Bye, guys.
Next up in our celebration is a person that radiates positive energy. She definitely has a half glass full attitude and tries on new concepts without any complaint. In addition to her responsibilities as a student at Amy Biehl High School, she worked at First Physical Therapy Clinic for her senior project. Next year, she plans to attend Texas Tech University to earn a degree in physical therapy. This person was also named the New Mexico representative for the Showstopper Dancer of the Year 2020. She says, I dance because it's an emotional outlet and it's my passion. Here to share this passion is Delaney Timlin.
Our next speaker really needs no introduction. Hakeem Bellamy has been one of our greatest supporters. He comes to our MLK days with special poems. Hakeem was the inaugural poet laureate for Albuquerque, and he continues to spread his beautiful words across the city, inspiring young poets all over Albuquerque and beyond. And today he brings you a poem for your graduation. Hakeem, take it away.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe. City. 1. The only map you will ever need to this campus is in the palm of your right hand. Lay it across your chest and you can feel your way to the heart of campus. Raise it as often as possible and opportunity will find you. Extend it frequently and with an accompanying smile, and you will never be lonely or lost again. And if you read it, you just might find fortune in your future, too. On your first day of college, bury yourself in your books. So every day you wake up, you make enough room to resurrect a new you on the horizon. 3. Home training is subjective. Call for a preemptive truce with your future roommate, even if you've never met. Long before your first fight over food in the fridge, you should establish ground rules in order to coexist. You and your memories will spend more time there than anywhere else on campus, so you get to choose whether it is indeed a sanctuary or an asylum. And as you'll soon find out later in life, living with others is the hardest part of any relationship. Just ask your parents, or do us all a favor and commute. 4. Go to all office hours when offered. The real world is built on relationships, not GPA nor class rank. Besides, your professor probably knows someone who might like to hire you and just doesn't know it yet. Because recommendation letters are infinitely more interesting when your professor knows more about you than resume attached. Because it is highly probable that many of you will one day teach. And how would you feel being jilted at the office? 5. At least once a week, introduce yourself to someone it looks like you have absolutely nothing in common with. Statistics suggest you'll never have more proximity to and density of diverse identities and ideas. It's nothing like home. And that's a good thing. 6. Whenever a classmate invites you home for the holidays or vacation, say yes. These offers are practically non-existent outside the collegiate environment. Sure, you're likely to gain 5 pounds in the process, but much like the freshman 10, you'll lose it in no time thanks to your high-stress diet. But the memories will last a lifetime, even if the friendships don't. 7. There is an entire universe beyond the confines of the university. An open book mesa practically begging you to come journal your journey by the foot. A whole curriculum of culture that don't cost a thing except curiosity. A place that will shape you if you let it. A city you can fall in love with. It'll actually love you back. 8. Put the camera down. Become your own living film. Ink dye your skin and leave the sun to develop all the positives and negative images of your life. Seeing the world through a glass sheet used to be a prison bid. And now it's kind of like the checkout line in the time of coronavirus. But your sensory memory is timeless. Unlike all the Instagram, Snapchats, WhatsApp, TikToks that will ultimately go extinct. Don't entrust the best years of your life to a machine. 9. If you stay long enough, you're never, ever, ever going to want to leave. At least one of your college besties never will. And it is still clinically unclear whether that is indeed a blessing or a curse, madness or magic, a siren trance. But whatever it is a fact. That is to mean this is not a diss, but a disclaimer. 10. Even though there was no proper graduation, you are graduated. A card-carrying member of the post-gender fraternity sorority of people who made it this far, survived secondary education and still won't give up, and even then decided that wasn't enough. But you will always have each other. Class of 2020, we will never forget what you gave up for us.
Hello, graduates, family, friends, and staff.
I am so excited to present the following speaker for y'all. She is an amazing woman who follows the ideals of our school. She has spent her life fighting for and giving a voice to our community and made us stronger. New Mexico is her home, and she continually works to make it a better place for us all. She became the first Native American woman to be elected to lead a state party in 2014 as New Mexico Lieutenant Governor, and was one of the first Native American women to serve in Congress as the 116th Congress Freshman Class Representative to the House Democratic Steering and Policy Committee, House Democratic Region 6 Whip and Deputy Whip for the Congressional Progressive Caucus. So please join me in welcoming Representative Deborah Holland.
Hello, everybody. I'm Deb Holland, your Congresswoman for New Mexico's 1st Congressional District. I'm here to say congratulations. I know that you're graduating under unique circumstances, but I want you to know that we're all so proud of you. The hours of studying, reading, paper writing, and class time have led you to this moment, and now you take your next steps into the world. I'm sure many of you are thinking about the schools you'll go to, the programs you'll study, or even the direct training you'll pursue to enter the workforce. I want you to know that we're fighting to make sure the future is more certain, especially during these trying times. But I also want you to look at this challenge as an opportunity to consider all of the challenges in our communities and how you'll meet them. We need public health professionals to manage emergencies, doctors, nurses, folks who can run strong small businesses, city planners, people who have a passion for agriculture, strong media professionals with an eye for truth, and so much more.
Hi. It's hard to beat our next speaker's dedication to academics. Throughout her high school career, she has set high standards for herself, as evidenced by being on the honor roll all 4 years. For her senior project, she worked at 4-Point Therapy, which specializes in hippotherapy, a practice of using the movements of horseback riding to help people with sensory challenges. About that experience, she says, "The most important lesson I learned was that I am more capable of doing things on my own than I originally thought." Next year, she will attend CNM with plans to transfer to New Mexico State University to study animal science. Please welcome Bailey Serna.
If the family of the graduates are watching, I'd like to thank you for coming as we officially start our next stage of life. Today not only marks the official start of adulthood, but also the start of becoming someone we have all been working to be. From juggling our regular high school classes, jobs, senior project, and a dual credit class or two, this school has taught us to never give up and to keep persevering even when we want to quit. We all worked so hard to be where we are today, and I strongly believe that every person graduating today deserves it. Although this isn't the graduation we expected, I think we should all still be really proud of how far we have come. It was not an easy path, but we worked through it, and that's what's important. During my freshman year, I came into Amy Biehl really quiet and shy. I was the type of person to not speak unless spoken to, and even then I wouldn't always respond. This school helped me to come out of my shell slowly, mostly because I was forced to contribute something in class, and I made friends with outgoing people, so I couldn't be quiet. I started my sophomore year in a good way. I had a new perspective on how I was going to be, and I decided I was not going to be the person to keep my feelings hidden as much as I did the previous year, and it worked out for me. Since freshman year, we had been repeatedly told that junior year was going to be one of the hardest years, and I didn't believe it. I got through these last two, how hard could it be? I said going into that year. And all of a sudden, the year flew by. Everyone was so busy with science fair, civics exhibition, humanities exhibition, and trying to figure out where to go for their senior project. It became overwhelming at times, but we made it. Everyone here today did not get here easily, and no one had their hands held along the way. I think that was one of the most important things my peers and I learned here, was that no one was going to hand us anything. We had to work for what we wanted. Those who didn't know already learned fairly quickly that they had to work really hard and stop messing around in order to pass at this school. Mostly due to the fact that they decided my junior year to not let juniors go on to senior year with missing credits. It hit some of our friends pretty hard, but most of you are here today, and that just proves that you can work through anything. Now, I also didn't believe people when they said senior year was the easiest. It can't be easy if it's going to be anything like junior year was, but they also weren't lying. This year was the most laid back, yet overwhelming year of high school. We had to worry about applying to colleges and scholarships, and we all started getting it in our heads that, hey, we're gonna be adults. There was no more time for messing around, and I noticed a quick change in some of my peers who started slacking a little bit due to senioritis, be like, oh shoot, I really gotta get to work before I may have to repeat. Now before I wrap this up, I'd like to say that I consider myself lucky to have met you all and to have created a strong bond with a few of you. We had some of the best teachers who truly cared about us, and they worked to give everything they had to offer in hopes of molding great contributors to society. Fellow graduates, I have known you all for a long time, and I know that each and every one of you has something special to offer to this world. You all are creative and smart in your own ways, and I hope that no matter how cliche this sounds, you will never doubt yourselves. You are all amazing, and I am happy I got to spend my time in high school with you all. Thank you.
Our next presenter has changed ABHS in a way few students change their high schools. Serving as student body president, Ileana Ortiz has helped change that organization to open up to where underclassmen's voices can be heard. She played a pivotal role in bringing Larry the Lion, our first mascot, to our campus. She also helped create the Fall Carnival, which has become a tradition here. But her biggest accomplishment was being the first Amy Biehl High School graduate to receive their bilingual seal. She is a true pioneer, and she has opened up doors that many future graduates will follow. I'm proud to present Ileana Ortiz.
I know that the last thing we wanted was to have another Zoom call and stare at a screen on what was supposed to be a memorable day. My last speech was thrown to the trash because in reality, this is what I want to say. I am proud of all of us. These last 4 years have been anything but easy. This was not the High School Musical ending that I wanted. I had been dreaming of this day since the moment I finished High School Musical 3 12 years ago. Who knew that in reality, life would turn into Jumanji and we would have to defend ourselves between killer wasps and a deadly virus? It almost sounds unreal. But this is not the time to repeat what the news has been telling us for the past months. This is the end of a chapter, our chapter. Almost seems like we will be back in July and ready to be an hour late to class again. As a senior, time somehow did not exist, and then the endless amount of parking tickets that I would get would snap me back into reality. I truly believe that this year would not end. I love you all, and honestly, I will forget about the majority of you in a few years, and that's okay. We are not meant to know each other for the rest of our lives. We're simply a moment in time, a moment where we teach each other and ourselves who we really are. Good luck to you all, class of 2020.
Hello, I have the distinct honor to introduce you to this next act. Mina Mays graduated in 2019 and has kept close ties with the school that she loves, proving that even after you graduate, you are still a part of the ABHS community. I had the pleasure of having Mina in my advisory for 4 years, and over that time I really watched as her confidence grew, especially in her musical talents. Mina wanted to come back and honor the class of 2020 with a song. Here she is, Mina Mays.
Hey guys, it's Mina. Congratulations to class of 2020. You guys are so strong and resilient, and I'm really excited for your guys' futures and for your year. And I just wanted to dedicate this song to you guys, so congratulations.
Hello. Congratulations, class of 2020. In these strange times, I have the distinct honor of introducing Stacy, who has been shaking her rump for Amy Biehl High School since 2002. She is ever kind, ever thoughtful, ever articulate. She challenged us all to lean into the work, to lead by example, and most importantly, to think beyond yourself. Stacy, you've left an indelible mark on the school and on each of our hearts and minds. I present to you, class of 2020, Stacy Cotty Dudley.
Well, hello and congratulations to you all. I am really, really proud of you and so excited for you guys. But I will have to admit that this is probably the 10th time that I've started this video, and I've come to the conclusion that a computer is no surrogate for human interaction. There's a theme that a few of my words are going to have, and that is the idea of togetherness. You don't realize how important togetherness is until Alexa has told her 557th joke. So after doing this for about 10 times and realizing how difficult it is, I've decided to invite a few friends. Wilson and I have come to be very close. So let's get into it. I'm very excited to honor you. I feel very honored just by being able to share some words with you guys. And I've been really trying to put myself in your shoes, and I don't think I can fully be able to do that. But one thing I do know for sure is that graduation is an exciting time, and it's one of those times where it's socially acceptable to let your ego swell a little bit. So go ahead and bask in the pride that your parents are throwing on you and your friends and your family and all of those that have observed your emotional sweat and contributed to your emotional sweat. It's the time where you accept gushing acknowledgments and accept cards with cash hopefully stuffed inside, and pat yourself on the back because you've worked really, really hard to get where you are today. And senior year at Amy Biehl isn't a cakewalk, and so all of your labor and your hard work and your dedication the last 4 years and especially this year, I think you're going to see that pay off for you for a very long time. And I have a few sentiments that I'm going to share with you, trying to put myself in your shoes. And one of those sentiments, I have to kind of post a disclaimer right away that the other day I watched a video of Tom Hanks giving a graduation speech. And apparently he stole my sentiment. He stole my words. So I'm going to share those with you anyway. And I forgive Tom Hanks just because it's Tom Hanks. And I kind of feel glad that he and I share the same sentiment. So on top of all that graduation typically is, there's this added layer for you guys. So in about 10 years, 20 years, a long time from now, history is going to be kind to you because you're going to be remembered as the graduates that saved lives. And in a sign of solidarity, I tried to think of all of the things that typically are accompanied with this time, all of those traditions that you didn't get to partake in, and senior skip day and prank day and the ceremonies and all of those things. Those things unite us through the togetherness that we're able to experience with those things. An example would be groans and eye rolls are only cathartic if there's an audience, right? So thinking of those things, I think I'd like to express my appreciation of you and an acknowledgement of the emotional sacrifice that you guys are making right now. But the world is looking at you and appreciating what you guys are doing right now. And Tom Hanks even recognizes what you're doing right now. But I want to remind you of what you have. So those are some things that, you know, are definitely losses right now. But you have some beautiful things that perhaps other people don't. And I think it's important that I remind you of those. So you guys, tomorrow is going to look on you. Tomorrow is going to call on you guys. And so you are the photographers of tomorrow. And photography is something that I have zero functional expertise in. But for the next few minutes, I want you to pretend that I do. There's a component of a lens on a camera called an aperture. And it's this little window that you can change the size of it. You can make it small or big. And what it does is it regulates the amount of light that goes into that the lens is allowing into the camera. So you can make it smaller or larger. And what that does is by controlling the amount of light that is let into the camera, you can make things brighter, you can make things darker, you can make the background fuzzy and blurry, or you can make the background crisp and sharp, or vice versa. And so it allows you to be able to take those really beautiful photographs that you see in museums that just kind of make you like stare at it for a long time because it's reality, but at the same time, the photographer's done something that has made something crisper or brighter, or removed an aspect of the image that brings something else to light. And the kicker is those types of photographs don't typically happen by accident. It's not just by luck that, you know, those photographs are developed. The photographer has a skill in adjusting the aperture on the camera to make those images bold and beautiful. And so the thing is, those lenses are usually pretty expensive. They're not cheap. They're not just, you know, like your standard everyday, you know, toss away cameras. There's an investment that is involved in order to be able to create images like that. And so I just wanted to remind you that you have this equipment. So through all of your hard work, your work with your senior project, your work in humanities by recognizing and reflecting on the human condition, learning about the habits of heart and mind, and all of the ways that you've been asked to think beyond yourself, that's your equipment. So you guys are much more well equipped with being able to shed light on a situation and create crispness where there may not appear to be crispness, or make things blend into the background that maybe aren't quite as significant and bring to the foreground things that are. And so as graduates of Amy Biehl High School, I want to remind you that you have the power to illuminate at will. And not a lot of people have that. And so as we close here, I just want to share a few sentiments and congratulations with you. And I hope that you guys walk into the next stage of your life with your camera and a remembrance that you can illuminate at will. I hope that you receive gracefully all of the acknowledgments that your parents and your friends and your family are going to give you, because they are well earned. I hope for you to be able to express gratitude to all of those that have walked this path with you. And I know that you guys are going to have a super, super bright future. And I can't express congratulations to you guys enough. I am so happy for you. I am so honored to know you. I wish I could see your faces right now. And I just want to express a sincere congratulations to you all. Class of 2020.
Hi everyone, I hope you're staying home and safe. It is unfortunate I can't congratulate you in person, but I want you to know that graduating from Amy Biehl should make you feel very proud of yourselves. With a lot of excitement, I hope you enjoy the baby slide that I created for you guys. Congratulations, class of 2020, and may your future be full of adventures.
scratch you out my life, rip you through shreds that eat you alive, digest you, feel you inside, feel you completely, never do rise. No, I'm not gonna regurgitate or alleviate myself again. Just know you can't come back or tickle my throat with your delicious hair. I'm not gonna choke you over, over in my belly, in my tummy, yeah.
Hello, Amy Biehl High School graduates, class of 2020. This song is for you. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory. I'm free to do what I want any old time. I'm free to do what I want any old time. Hold me, love me, hold me, love me, 'cause I'm free. I'm free to sing my song, though it slips right out of time. I'm free to sing my song, though it slips right out of time.